everyone. I want to show you a really quick tool that I use to keep track of both my client work that is done hourly, because we do some client work on an hourly rate, and then also a really great tool that you can use to track your own hours as an entrepreneur. Even if you do project-based pricing, it's always great to understand how long something is taking you so you can price accordingly, and it's a great way to hold you kind of accountable to how you're spending your day. So this is a tool called Toggl. And Toggl is a free online tool. There are versions of it that, obviously you can pay for some extra updates and things, benefits. But this is a really easy way, like I said, to log your client work. So I tend to be, detailed about it. I have some buckets and categories that I'll keep tasks in for myself, and obviously for the clarity of the client that I'm then presenting this timesheet to. So what you're looking at is an example of a corporate client that I have, and I just kind of keep track of everything that we're doing, whether the requests that come in or the variety of tasks that we need to do throughout the week in the different tools and systems that they use. So for example, if I wanted to very quickly, one thing I do every day, and you can see it down here already, is emails and edits. I go in and I check my email for that organization, go through, answer it. Sometimes it's very quick, just deleting some junk and answering some quick questions, sending away some files. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer. There are edits involved, there are feedback loops and things like that need to kind of be closed. So that is an easy one that I kind of start the day with. So for example, if I wanted to do just that, I would type up here in the top bar, emails and edits. And because I have had this before, it remembers it. So I choose that. And emails and edits I had in an operations bucket. If I wanted to, for whatever reason, choose a different bucket, if I wanted to create something new and choose a category for it, I have some of these written out here myself. You can always add new ones, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So for right now, just operations for emails and edits, and it already has started the timer. So as soon as I typed that in, it started the timer for it. If I did not start it as quickly as I really started the work, I can go back and say, I started this about 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do 15 hours. We don't want that. So remember, everything's in a few sets of zeros. So we're going to do this. And so it's going to say, okay, so now 15 minutes have already, been attached to this project, to this task for the day, and we're going to go continue on from there. If you want to add something from scratch and just say, I completely forgot that I did, a half hour's worth of work on this this morning, right? So you would go in, you could just simply start, and let me actually delete this. I'll show you how to delete. So this was already in here. This is just an example. You just click on the 3 buttons here. You could either duplicate it, go to the project where you can see kind of everything for the sake of that project, which I'll show you in a second, or delete it. So if, for example, I wanted to put something in that I completely forgot to add from the morning, from the day before, from the evening before, whatever, I start typing in whatever it was, and I'm going to do HubSpot design edits. Okay. I have a bucket here specific to like HubSpot designs or whatever. I'll put it under HubSpot. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on the time, obviously being blank right now. You can go back and choose a date. So I can go back to the 25th of March, whatever it might be, and choose a date, what the start time was and what the end time was. So for example, this was at 5:02 p.m. and I ended my work at 5:37 p.m. that day, specific to that task. You enter that information in, you click play or start, and that's it. And now it's there. So you click on that again, and now if I go into the 31st, it is right here where I put it. Okay, so I'm going to delete that because that didn't actually happen on that day. And that's that. So that's an easy way to just kind of add to your time. So a few other things here to keep you organized. As I mentioned, there are projects. So we'll click into projects. And this is where I have kind of the categorization of these different things. So you'll see there's sort of two different buckets here. And this is how I've created these categorizations for different clients, and this one here is myself. So these stuff here for the LSA, that is a specific client. So I have the different buckets specific to that client and the various tasks that I know happen regularly that really fit within those categories. And then I have some for myself because, again, as I mentioned, it's a really great tool to use to better understand the work that you're putting in and then better price, especially for project-based work. It's always kind of a nice check-in. So I have some of those buckets here as well, and you can always add more, marketing and things like that. So if I wanted to add a new project, I would click on this plus sign button here, name the project, and I'll do it for the sake of my consulting business. So we'll do marketing, and the client would be myself. And then I would create project, and there it is. So now anytime I went into the timer aspect and wanted to choose that bucket, there it would be. Additionally, there are reports. So reports are the roll-up of the work that's been done. And you can apply a variety of filters to achieve that. So by team, by client, by project, for example, if I wanted to just understand what's been done by way of design over the last year, or this year so far. So that is all the work specific to design, right? If I wanted to just do all, you can submit, you can download different reports, for yourself or depending on the needs of the client. But I like to just kind of like use the classic report tool. You can do it again by client, so do LSA. And you've got all in there. You could do by last month, and there we go. And this is something that I would then download and submit for payment on an invoice. So you click up here, you can save it, or you click down up here, you could do it in CSV form or PDF form. Click on it, and there it goes, right here. So I would submit this with my billing for the month. And then teams, in addition to that, if there were a variety of contributors, contractors that you wanted to work with in order to understand their time, a lot of different freelancers already have this type of tool. So if you're using it independently, great. But if you are working as some type of collective or collaborative on a project and you wanted everybody to kind of be in the same boat, you can invite various members to be part of your team. Tags, in addition to that, it's a deeper way to understand the tasks. So some kind of like subcategorizations you can use it as. I don't really tend to use it as that. I had one in here from an old client. But if you wanted to create a new tag, say, we could name it specific to, if I had mobile, if it was, you could go into a HubSpot, right? Could create that. If I wanted it specific to, let's do this. We could do like newsletters or even social. And whatever tasks you tag, you can then pull reports that way as well. So it's a more refined way to pull reporting. And overall, that is the usage of a tool like Toggl. There are others out there like Harvest, but this is a really great one. Again, free in this current form. There are some other things that you can add on. For sure, the next upgrade will allow you to actually track it by time. So you can choose things as non-billable and billable, and then it'll actually have the pricing in there when you set what your billable hours are. So that's kind of nice to see that rack up as your billing hours. But I didn't find it to be an essential tool. So I think the free version will more than suffice for a lot of people. Thank you very much for joining us.